I don't know after coming after that you're ready for that, but I really, we're really talking about the seriousness of the moment. And when someone says you can do it, just because you can shoot a gun doesn't mean you should kill someone. Just because you can hack someone, that you should hack them. If someone's informed consent is, I'm willing to get hacked, you know what? I'm telling you right now, then that's really up to them. I'm not going to put that you can't do that. I really not. But if you told me you're going to do it to my family, to me, and my loved ones or my community, you better be prepared. You better really have a good place to sleep, because if I can't get you, maybe someone Chris knows will get you, but we're coming. You're not hacking anyone without their permission. I'm sorry to have to say that, but it needs to be said. This is America, and I'm next to a nice flag. Whoops, the Canadians, and this is democracy, and we fought for our freedoms, and we're not giving them up. Not for anyone, not for any speech. No way, no how. Anyway, Jessica, it's all yours. Sorry to get into the weeds here, but we appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for having me. And this is about getting into the weeds. Hello, my Canadian people. It's so nice to be here speaking to you. I love you all. Thanks to Stephanie and Tess and Shabnam and Pierre and David and Brian for these incredible talks, and Thomas, that was very moving. And I'm going to tell you what I did today. I was thinking of speaking about fraud, but I'd rather just tell you what I did today because it's really important. And of course, the Honorable Brian Peckford. I mean, you're my hero. So David Wiseman pointed out something really important that happened today. The FDA expanded the eligibility for the Pfizer products to be put into 5 through 11-year-old kids. Again, they're calling it a booster. And I already know, because one of the things that I'm doing in this fight is examining the VAERS data, that this is very problematic for the children. And it was brought to my attention today by a fellow freedom fighter that a particular little girl named Riley Jones, for which there is a documentary made about her story, it really shook me. It shook me, like every day there's something, right? So I was inspired to write a Substack about her. I can post a link about it. She's been injured by the Pfizer product, and this happened. Her symptoms started within a week of the first and only dose. And I dare say that it's possible that she might have been given an incorrect dose. So the Substack is primarily about Riley's story, and it turns into the possible reason why she's suffering right now. She's actually in a wheelchair and she's wearing a diaper. She's a feisty, gorgeous little girl, a fellow Scorpion like myself. And she's angry. And when you watch the documentary, you'll see that this little girl has fire in her, and she's going to be one of the leaders of tomorrow. She's really pissed, and she's really intelligent, even though she's been wiped out by this. So in an investigation I did just by coincidence a few days ago into the VAERS reports made for 0 to 5-year-olds, yes, 0 to 5-year-olds, and 5 to 11-year-olds in 2 separate groups, I learned that up to 93% of the reports were filed immediately, which means that the time difference between the injection and the onset of symptoms was within 24 hours. So it probably means that it happened acutely. Let's put it that way. This was shocking to me to learn. The lowest rate of occurrence of immediate reaction was 64%, which is ridiculous. And when I investigated further, I found out that the top reported adverse event in both of these age groups was incorrect dose administered. So I did a little investigating. I I went to VAERS to try and find Riley Jones, to try and get more information about, how I can prove that this caused her problems, because this is one of the things that I'm doing. I'm trying to prove causation with the data. And I found out that there were 1,284 8-year-olds that have so far reported to VAERS. And of course, as we've already heard, underreporting is a serious problem in VAERS. And of those, 149 had the vax lot that was recorded on her vaccination card. And of those, 81 were female. And of those, 12 were filed in January. So I was trying to nail down her report by the information on her vax card, which is revealed in the documentary. And I didn't find her. But in looking, I noticed that of these 12 little girls, almost 100% of them had a note in the symptom text file that referred to the wrong dose being administered. So you're supposed to, as an injection administrator, first of all, you're supposed to have some training. And when you have training, you're supposed to read the information on how to, and if you're supposed to dilute the product before injecting it, especially in the context of children, because we all know that this is the same crap that they're injecting, it's just at a lower dose. So dose is extremely important. Even the CDC and the FDA have come out with that. So it's actually written there for everyone to see. You can see this in my Substack. I've documented it well, that you're supposed to, where it was supposed to have been diluted, it wasn't. So they got at least twice as much product as they should have, by my calculation. And this is absolutely appalling to me, because there is a dose-dependent response, as I've shown in my slides of myocarditis, for example, in children. There's a 4 times higher reporting rate of myocarditis in 15-year-old boys following dose 2. So if we want to go back to the topic of fraud or litigation, I'm not a lawyer, I don't know anything about these things, but I got to tell you, if I was a parent and my kid accidentally, because of somebody's complete negligence and nothing more, got injected with twice the concentration of something and got damaged, you're damn right I would sue. Not the company, not the FDA, I would sue the individual. So this is the point that I made in my article today. That's one of the things that I did. I posted the video I have a brand new Twitter account that you can find me at, finally, and I posted the documentary to there. You should watch. She's a beautiful little girl, and she's really feisty. I'm proud to be a fellow fighter. And there's another thing that happened, I think today, that my Canadian people can confirm this, but I think that somebody happened to sign us over to, there's some kind of fusion between the World Health or World Economic Forum and the Canadian airports. And I think maybe something happened today, correct me if I'm wrong, about the digital passes. There's a website that you can go to called weforum.org, which has one of their catchphrases is, the new digital processes will empower people to heal society from the pandemic. That really made me laugh. So another thing I really wanted to say, I'm going to be brief here, is what Shabnam was talking about, and Tess, and the World Council for Health, this stopping the treaty is the most important thing any of us has to do right now. We can talk about data, we can talk about publications, we can talk about this and that, but we have to stop that. Because if that goes ahead, everybody loses sovereignty. We lose personal sovereignty, we lose national sovereignty. We're not gonna have any choice. It's just gonna be riot cops converging on us. And that's not good for a small percentage of the population who can really see what's going on right now, like us. So yeah, I'm basically just reiterating what everybody already said, because I don't know how I can add to it. We need to talk more and do more in terms of action, like write articles, nag that family member who's like on the fence, show them, data if that's what they want to see. Just make a lot of noise, but rational, calm noise. We don't want to look like, too emotional, even though we are. Yeah, one more thing I'd like to throw in here, because all of you probably know about this. There was a publication that came out recently by Fissman et al., which I also wrote a Substack article about. And it's called, call for retraction of paper entitled Impact of Population Mixing Between Vaccinated and Unvaccinated Subpopulations on Infectious Disease Dynamics, Implications for SARS-CoV-2 Transmission. Now, there have been a few of us besides myself who have had major problems with this paper, not the least of which has been that it's completely flawed. And I can tell you, I have a degree in applied mathematics from the Royal University of Newfoundland, because I am a Newfoundlander. And there's a major problem with what they did. They used mathematical modeling to make the conclusion that they made. And they should declare that in the title, by the way, because this has been going around the world. And people have been using it to say, oh, well, they concluded that it's the unvaccinated who are the bad guys and they're spreading COVID. And it's the opposite. When you change one parameter value to a value that is more definitive of the actual value based on a published peer-reviewed article. The value that they used in the paper to draw their conclusions to make the output for their model was estimated. It was assumed by their own words in their own table. You can also see this in my Substack. Byron Bridle has also written a beautiful retort on this, as well as a few others of us, and we're hoping to publish a counter paper very soon, because I think it's atrocious that the paper was published from a scientific point of view, but also from a linguistical point of view, because the language used in this paper, it doesn't belong in a science article. It doesn't. I don't want to promote anyone to read it, but I also, I think it's important for people to read it to see exactly what we're talking about here and to make yourselves get mad so that you do something about it. So without further ado, I'm going to finish up because I know you guys are troopers. There's 611 people who are still listening, and I love you all, and I appreciate you all. And the
Jessica,
speaker.
by the way, the high wire is capturing this. There are probably tens of thousands more that are watching the high wire. No pressure, though.
No, I'm not worried about that because I know you're all lovely people. And my cat also to let you know that he's here with you and he supports you and loves you. He's the one who all the good ideas.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for your research. I want to thank you for your fortitude, for working with Peter and really getting the data out there and sharing with that. And for being up so late in your time all the way across the world, and for bearing with us. And I just want to say, your information is going to be available at the conference this weekend, I believe. Am I not correct about that?
Yes, and Peter and I also have co-authored a new paper, which I have also posted on a preprint server, which you can access on my Substack. You can get the DOI from there. So, yeah.
You put your Substack on the chat so people can actually, get access to you, because I really believe that the Substack is really the public square, and it's really important that people not only watch the people they love and they're interested in, but also we need political action, processes. We need ideas on which to kind of band together and be politically active, and not just say, oh yeah, great workshop, You know, the reason why I have 150 volunteers that helped me in the past was because I didn't allow them to say I was doing a good job when I was presenting. I said, well, what can we do together? And a lot of people have talent, and you're one of them, and all these great speakers are. So let's really try to keep on banding together. So please let your Substack be there. Anything you want to put there. And thank you for waiting and bearing with us. And I hope to see you at one of the workshops virtually, at least like we are today, over the weekend in Bath, UK, even though you'll probably be zoomed in virtually as well. All right. Thank you so much. And God bless you, Jessica. Thanks for all your help. Thank you. Thank you.
I love you, Canada.
Yeah, I know. I almost missed there. He said, what? Canada? You didn't bring Jessica? What are you, crazy? And Dr. Weiss, we got that. And because of you, you really helped change history. This event is even better because of your involvement. You got me, you know, Bree and Bray, they say, I'm going to say it wrong. And she's going to be here later with a lot of the people that really need to be heard, the people that have been injured. And I thank you for all your efforts. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yeah, here's to all the injured. I'm doing this for you. So as long as I'm breathing, I'm going to keep doing this. So I love you guys.
Amen. God bless you. Exactly. Thank